welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute English. Today we're talking about grammar. My name is Jennifer and I am the founder and head teacher at English Outside the Box. If you haven't seen English Outside the Box yet or the learning blog, you should do so now. Here is the quick link. We're going to talk about two verbs today because I shared a picture on Instagram recently that got a little bit of confusion. The two verbs that we're going to be talking about are action verbs and stative verbs. Action verbs are easy. Action verbs are the verbs that you use all the time. They're the majority of the words that you use when you're communicating. For example, right now I'm talking and you're listening. You're watching this video as you're probably sitting at a desk, and I'm curious, how'd you find me? Were you checking in on English Outside the Box's newest material? Were you surfing the web? Maybe you were reading the newsletter. There's so many action verbs, and these verbs, as you heard, can often be in the ing ending. This is known as the present participle. Although these are not the main focus of this video, as they're relatively easy to use and you've probably already used them so much in your daily speaking. The focus of this video is going to be stative verbs, because stative verbs are where you need some more information because of the rules and restrictions. So what is a stative verb? As I mentioned, I introduced this infographic on my Instagram the other day. I got several messages saying that people were confused. So we're going to use this infographic to start the video. As we can see, a stative verb describes states of being and are often unchanging because they represent situations that last only a bit of time. This is not like some action verbs. For example, right now I am talking, but then I stopped. You can see that action verbs are very quick to change. So that's a quite simplistic way to describe it, but I hope it helps you understand a little bit more about what I mean by a verb being unchanging. One of the most important rules of the stative verb is that these verbs are not in the ing form. The easiest way to learn is to practice them and separate them into appropriate categories for easy memorization and use. We're going to begin with these verbs here. Now, some of these verbs have more than one meaning. If that's the case, then it's very likely that this verb may be a stative and an action verb. Remember the infographic from earlier? I used the example think. Think is a stative and an action verb. When we use the verb think as believe, then this verb should not be in the ing form. Our beliefs are things that don't change too quickly. So these beliefs represent an unchanging verb and is also in the mental states category on the list that I just shared. On the contrary, we have thoughts in our mind. For example, I wonder what you're thinking right now. I know what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about what I want for dinner. What should I make? Should it be spicy? Should it have pasta? Should I make enough for leftovers? These thoughts are going quickly through my brain. So this quick moving or changing action represents an action verb, something that I am doing right now. Another common example of a verb that has a stative and an action verb is the verb have. When we use have to talk about ownership or possession, this falls under the stative verb category and cannot be an ing. For example, I have a car, I have glasses, I have red hair. You get the idea. But I'm sure you've heard someone say, hey, I'll call you later, I'm just having dinner. We're using the verb having like eating, which is again another action verb. There's so much more that you can review and practice. So right now I want you to pause this video and pop over to my learning blog. You will read a little bit more about this information. You will see the verb lists that I showed earlier, and you'll have an extra practice exercise. There are several questions at the bottom of the post to get you to practice what you've learned today. Woo for practice! I hope you enjoy, and I definitely hope that it helps. I also hope that you enjoyed this 5-minute English video, and if you did, make sure you subscribe for more. You can also sign up for a newsletter to receive even more helpful information and English resources. You will get my ebook, 20 Ways to Improve English Fluency, as well as a PDF with over 70 idioms and definitions. You can sign up for that newsletter by going to this link here or visiting the link in the description below. Don't miss out on even more out-of-the-box ways to learn, and I'll see you next time. Bye.